Walsh.
Guys and girls, we are back with wacky dating stories. Well, that just won't let go. The dreaded paranoia from WhatsApp. It's all kicking off again. And guys, we've just completed part 1 here, right? But what actually I really enjoy, and hello everybody on TikTok, so we want to get your input on TikTok as well, guys. So let us know what you think when we call out these wacky dating stories of May 2024. The good news I like about this month, especially this month for some reason, there's quite a few scenarios. Now, in fair look, there's been some weird, like we call it, wacky dating stories over the last couple of months, and you're just like, whoa, I can't believe there's relationships like this out there and even first dates. But not only that, we also have a lot of people, a lot of instances here where we can learn from this. We can be more self-aware, and even for me, everybody else out there, we just have to be so careful that sometimes we can get emotional, we can get needy, touchy, clingy, whatever the hell it is. We got to make sure we come back to zero here, you know? We don't go into the minus figures, because once we go into the minus figures, all hell breaks loose, you know? And fuck it, let's just go straight into it. Okay, so here we go. The needy boyfriend gets cheated on and ignores his friends. Now, we kind of touched on this in part 1 yesterday. And hello everybody on TikTok, by the way. Get your input, it would be great. Like, we need to get a balance here, don't we, lads? And we need to get a balance where, yeah, okay, you want a boyfriend, you want a girlfriend, but to what cost? We all pay a price, whether we're single or we're in a relationship, don't we think? I mean, at the end of the day, you've got some needy guy here, right? He's been with her for over 2 years, and all of a sudden, he doesn't want to hang out with his buddies anymore. And the girl even said it to me. Sorry, the guy said it to me, but excuse me. He was, in fairness, I gotta give him this though. He was extremely upfront and honest. I mean, this guy's a legend. You know, this guy will mend himself because he's being extremely open and honest with himself. At least he'll find a way to get through it, and he wants to learn from his mistakes. That's the big thing here. You gotta learn from your mistakes, all of us, and then try not to repeat them again. And this guy said that he's been with her for a long time. Even his lads, his group of buddies, when he used to hang out with them when he was single, they'd even ask him out for a night out, and all of a sudden, he doesn't want to do anything with them. And then all of a sudden, the boys are a bit fed up of asking him to go somewhere, and they're like, alright, well, he's not going anywhere with us lads now. And then all of a sudden, the girlfriend starts to feel the pinch. He even said it himself. At one stage, the girlfriend turns around and actually says to him, you know, you should go out with the lads. And then he was like, oh, well, I'm comfortable. And okay, if you're comfortable, fair enough. But, you know, we all have to remember here, before you were in a relationship, you knew these guys well before you were in a relationship. You know, and what if the shit does hit the fan? Who's going to be there for you? The lads. And the girls for the girls. We have to remember these type of things. Why wouldn't you want to catch up with the lads once a month or once every 2 or 3 months? Do you know? Like, there's a big thing with this. For me, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think it's a good idea to just sail off into the sunset and never see the boys again or never see the girls again. I don't think it's good for you. It's not healthy, right? Even if it's just meeting them for a coffee or a walk or bowling on a Thursday night, whatever the hell it is, these are good things that we should do. And then, so this guy, his girlfriend says to him, well, you should go out with the lads. And he said, now in fairness, at the start, he was kind of like, oh, yeah, she's kind of cool, man, you know? She wouldn't mind me going out with the lads, even though he didn't. So he didn't see it as a bad thing. And then he said a few months later, it got a bit more, and every weekend he was spending with her. Even if she wanted to just hang out at the house, he'd just hang out at the house too. And then she kind of got a bit snippy with them. She was like, you should go out with the lads. And then he kind of turned and he looked at her a bit weird one day, and he even said he gonna caught up in the whole moment, and he said, "Why, you don't want to spend your time with me?" He said he didn't say that to her right there and then, but he actually felt it. I mean, Jesus, really? Have we got to that stage where you can just lose yourself? Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe it can happen to us all. Has it happened to me in my past? I can't remember if I've ever felt that way. No, I haven't actually, now that I'm checking in with myself. But that's not a healthy place to get to. That's not a healthy place to get to, where you're one weekend out of, a year and a half, and your girlfriend suggests you should go out and hang out with the lads. And all of a sudden you're thinking you're paranoid now that she doesn't want to be around you? Really? Jesus. And then he actually decided he didn't go out with the boys. And then she suggested it one or two more times, and there was a bit of real frustration, he said. Now, it was building. And then they had a huge fight. He decided, no, I'm grand and happy. What happens? She goes off and cheats on him. Now, that is no excuse to go cheating on your boyfriend or girlfriend. Of course it's not. Because you gotta just sit down with the person. But look, end of the day, she clearly had enough of him. He's too clingy, too needy. And that was it. Job done. Relationship over. In fact, he was even thinking maybe he should forgive her and let her off one more chance. Oh, Jesus. Then he did say he came to his senses. And guys, let me know on TikTok if you've ever actually been through this. Because, wow. Like, we gotta have a balance. Be in a relationship, yeah. But you gotta spend time with the boys or the girls. You gotta do it. You have to have a balance here. It's like, what if you were single? It's like a balance for everything, right? You spend time, like for me now, I don't know, maybe this is a stupid example, but I'm sitting at my desk or in my studio here, and I'm staring at a screen, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that. But there's you have to get out then, outdoors. You gotta go indoors, get outdoors, get some fucking air, meet the boys. Go on a couple of dates, yeah. And you know what? The woman will respect you if you want to see the guys. She'll respect you. That you're not just sitting around all the time and needy and clingy. No girl wants a needy, clingy guy. Surely be to God, right? Let me know, anybody on TikTok, please. Do you really want a needy, clingy guy that's all over you all the time? I don't think so, because now you feel like you're under pressure and you're on the spot and you're, oh God, this guy's relying on me now to do this and do that. That's not attractive. Or is it the other way around? Is there some people love that they're relying on me. It's everything. I've got power over them. I've got this and that. And they can't do anything without me. I'm very comfortable in this. That's not healthy. Yeah, we need a balance, lads. We need a balance here. Okay, let's move on. We've spent enough time on that one. Okay. Guy doesn't kiss you on a first date. Is that rejection or not? This is an interesting one. In fact, I've been here before where I actually haven't kissed the girl. And it worked well for me, and it didn't work well for me. Now, it wasn't some strategy ploy to get her into bed. Absolutely not. It was just, oh, you know what? I like this girl. I won't give her a kiss. Like for me, I gave her a kiss on the cheek. Thought it was, gentlemanly. And then you go from there. But anyway, this girl, she goes on a date with a guy and he doesn't give her a kiss. Now then she goes on a second date with the guy. And then he still doesn't give her a kiss. Now, okay, when it comes to the second date, for me, if I'm going in for a kiss, it'll be the second date. 100%. If I'm not going to give her a kiss in the first, I'm definitely going to do it on the second date. No two ways about it. Now, it's not going to be like mauling her up against the wall. No. Absolutely not. But maybe it's just a soft, short, sweet kiss. That's not bad, right? We don't have to turn it into porn here. But I'd understand if a woman would be thinking that in the second date, like, Jesus, is Peter into me here? Like, where do I go with this? Do I ask him straight out? Like, I gotta admit, if I'm a girl here, I would be asking the girl or the guy straight out. Say, listen, look, Peter, it's been 2 dates here, like, you haven't tried to kiss me, or are you interested? Then see what he says. Talk to the guy. Talk to the girl. You know? And if I'm the guy going in on a second date and she kind of turned away if I tried to kiss her, but yet she agreed to go on a second date with me, now I'm definitely going to try and kiss her again the second time, yes. But now if she turns away, now I'd be asking and say, look, you're not interested, are you? And just see, and then bring it up in conversation, see what she says and go from there. But if it's the girl, I would definitely bring it up with the guy. And believe me, if he's interested in you, he's going to love that you bring it up. Okay? He's going to love that you bring it up. He'd be like, oh my God, she is actually interested in me. This is cool. You know? So I think, yeah, listen, point is this, for any ladies out there, if you do go on a first date with a guy, he doesn't give you a kiss, maybe he just gives you a small kiss in the cheek, or maybe he just doesn't even do it, right? It doesn't mean he's not interested in you. Maybe he actually is like almost blown back by how much he likes you, and he's like, holy shit, I really want to see this girl again. Jesus, I didn't expect this. And he even goes to the toilet for a quick toilet break, and he's like, oh my God, holy jeez, I really feel a connection with this girl. And then he doesn't go for the kiss because he just doesn't know what to do. Don't freak out. Now, after the second date, if he doesn't try and do anything, and I mean not even a kiss in the cheek, then I'd be bringing it up. But after the first date, I certainly wouldn't be freaking out that he's not interested. And, you know, there is some sleazy, cheesy guys out there that will try and absolutely maul you up against the wall on a first date, you know? So maybe you're just too used to these guys. And all of a sudden the gent comes along and you're like, huh? What the hell is this? You know? So before we continue on, let's have a look at some of the comments. Hey, Luz. We're talking about wacky dating stories. Luz here. Wait, do people expect to be kissing on the first date? Well, if it's going well, before we go on to the next subject here. Yeah, guys, look. There is guys out there. Maybe this is a good thing to address. There is guys out there that would love to kiss a girl on the first date if she's really hot and, you know, if you feel a connection. Like, it can go the other way too. If you really feel a connection, maybe the guy actually just can't wait to give you a kiss. You know? And plenty of people kiss on a first date, right? That's what I would think. Unless I'm out of my mind. But then again, plenty of people don't kiss on a first date. I wouldn't read into any of them either way. Psychic Carlin comes on here on TikTok. 4th date before he kissed me. 5 months together. 4th date? Holy shit. Well, I gotta say now, if I was the guy, there's no way I'm waiting until 4 dates. That doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean it's wrong. Okay? It doesn't. Now, even I'd be saying after the 2nd date, I'd be like, oh God, maybe she doesn't think now I'm interested in her. You know, I might even probably be addressing it with her. That's saying, here, listen, I gotta tell her maybe. Maybe I gotta tell her that, look, I'm just trying to be a gentleman to you, want to respect you, whatever it is. I don't think I'd be able to wait for 4 dates. Shit, man. But again, every guy's different. Point is, we'll just say it again. If you go on a first date and the guy doesn't try and kiss you, don't freak out like this girl. She's wondering, okay, God, is he into me at all? What do I do? Talk to the guy. Talk to the guy. After the first date, go on a 2nd date. After the 2nd date, if he doesn't kiss you and you're still wondering what the hell's going on, well then, bring it up with him. But not after the first date. I wouldn't. And then Luz, before we go on to the next, Luz, call me old-fashioned, but no, I don't kiss on the first date. I wouldn't do anything until the 3rd. Well then, that's good. And if you know what, if you're in that scenario, what I would say is, if the guy does try and kiss you on the second date, if you don't want to do it on the 2nd and you want to wait till the 3rd, tell him. You know, if he does try and give you a kiss, say, look, I gotta sort of I don't have a bit of a rule here. I don't want to do it until date 3. And she says, I always make it very clear. Good for you, Luz. Nice one. Nice one. That's exactly the way I would address it. Talk. Communication. And after that, more communication. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, this is an interesting one. And guys, I definitely would like to hear some from you on TikTok here on this one. A guy divorced 3 times. Can you trust these guys? So a girl emails in and she's saying that she went on a date with a guy. She matched with him on Tinder or Bumble, whichever one it was. They matched. They're talking away. Everything's going great. He doesn't mention anything. He meets her for the first date and boom, drops a bombshell. He's been married and divorced 3 times. Whether it's Ross from Friends or someone else, but I haven't heard many guys divorced 3 times. Look, I think... Okay, I would say this. It doesn't mean he's going to go cheating on you. Okay, it doesn't mean that he's going to be cheating on you. Absolutely not. Does he have real feelings for you? Yeah, you gotta say it's possible, right? I mean, depending how old he is too. And how old was this guy again? This guy was 50. 50, divorced 3 times. There's no doubt about it. It's a lot. 3 times? Jesus Christ. I mean, the guy definitely loves relationships, that's for sure. Loves tying the knot, that's for sure. Does it mean that he's a complete psycho and he's to blame, having 3 failed marriages? I mean, okay, you could say, right, he married a psycho first, right? Let's say it all went to crap. Then he just got really unlucky the second time around. Oh my God, here we go again. And it just all went to crap. That can happen. Can it happen a 3rd time? That he just picked the wrong woman? Yeah, of course it could. Of course it could. Now, you couldn't rule him out either. He could be a complete loony bag, you know? But again, I would just... Like, the good thing here is you've got something to look out for here. Do you know? Like, if you do like the guy or like the girl, and they've been married and divorced 3 times, well, then the good news here is you're self-aware. You know that something could be up here. So you can keep an eye out for something. This isn't going to creep up on you. You know what I mean? Like, the guy says to you, or the girl says to you, and, you know, and they're getting really into you and all that, and what happens if they never mention the marriages? You're like, oh, wow, this girl's really into me. But actually, she's like that with everybody else and the 3 guys she was married to before. So, you know what I mean? At least you're going in with your eyes open and ears open here. That's the way I'd look at this one. Do you know? Yeah, 100% that's what I'd be saying to myself here. Can you trust them? Now, I'm going to turn it around. If I met a girl who was divorced 3 times and she was 50, would it attract me? Well, no, I gotta say, for myself. But I'm trying to be very fair and open to everybody. I wouldn't be saying, oh, she's dodgy, I can't trust this girl. It just wouldn't attract me. But again, it would attract other people. You know? So I'm not even saying anything bad about it. But, yeah, divorced 3 times and you're at 50. Where are you going here, like? Where are you going? Yeah, I don't, it's not a great start off. It's not a great resume to bring to the table. That's for fucking sure. That's for fucking sure. But look, hey, you know what? Stranger things happen, man. Stranger things happen. So maybe you will meet the love of your life the 4th time around. Okay, let's move it on. So let's have a look at some of the any comments here. Not yet. Okay, right. This is oh, here we go. Talk about ghosting. Guy all about a girl. Girl emails in. This one's last week. Guy's all about the girl. They were with each other for 6 months. In the 6 months, he asked, can we be exclusive? They're hanging out with each other. She said that they see each other every second night, every second day, whatever it is. They're with each other. They spend time in their houses together. And after 6 months, the guy turns around and starts ignoring her. Gone. No more no more messages, no more phone calls. He goes completely radio silent. I can't get my head around this one. Unless the guy's got a wife or girlfriend that's come back in their life. Maybe, okay, let's look at this. Maybe it's an ex-girlfriend that's come back into his life. Maybe. That could happen. I could see that could be possible. Now, he's some dickhead to actually just go silent on this girl. I mean, what an asshole. You know, what an asshole. Easy come, easy go, but then again, easy come, easy go wouldn't last 6 months, right? I mean, Jesus, you'd think it would last less than that. I don't know where to go with this. I'm really sorry to hear that for that lady out there. I mean, there's nothing that you could actually... The only thing... No, I'm going to go back a little bit here, half a step. The only thing you could say here... See, he did it over a 6-month period. Like, if you met a guy or girl and the guy or girl is coming on really fucking strong within the first month. Oh, we're exclusive. Let's hang out tonight. And they want to be around you 7 nights a week. That is easy come, easy go. I've had 1 or 2 of those girls over the last couple of years. They wanted everything. They want to be around me today. This, text me every second. And then all of a sudden, oh, are we boyfriend, girlfriend? And they're like, whoa. I knew where this was going. This girl's going to be gone in a week. Easy come, easy go. Gone, good luck. I even backed off this one girl and she's like, okay. And guess what? She was gone. I didn't tell her to F off. I didn't tell her anything of the put. I said, look, hey, let's just calm down a little bit here. We're all good, right? We're enjoying our time together. Let's just see where this goes. That would be easy come, easy go, but not after 6 months. I think that is literally that's gotta be an ex-girlfriend or ex-wife coming back into town or contacting them. But you know what? If you're in this scenario and all of a sudden you're dating somebody and your ex comes back into your life and you want to be back with them, pick up your fucking balls, man, and actually talk to the person and have respect and be a man about it or be a woman about this and actually dump the person and tell them. You don't just go quiet on them. Talk about, I mean, what is up with some people? Unless we don't have the whole story here, maybe we don't. But to me, this sounds insane. Sounds insane. But what's the lesson of this? Easy come, easy go, maybe? It's gotta be. You know, 6 months. Jesus, I can't get my head around this one. I really can't. But yeah, that was another wacky dating story, guys. Okay, here's the next one. Men in their 50s, do they want kids? Well, girl goes on a date. The guy says to her, I'd like kids someday. She said, well, you're 50, right? And he goes, yeah, well, what does that mean? Like, you know, yeah, just haven't met the right woman. Okay. Well, maybe the guy, here's a couple of things I would suggest. Maybe the guy doesn't just jump into any random fucking relationship with some girl because he should be getting married or have a girlfriend. Maybe he is actually patient and calm and relaxed. That's a good thing. And maybe at 50, he has the money now, he can afford it, he's ready to go, he's the maturity now, and he wants it. Honestly, I don't see any red flags when it comes to a 50-year-old guy wanting kids. Now, obviously ask him what happened, why didn't you have kids any sooner? I would definitely ask the guy the question that. No two ways about it. But I think it can be very, very legit, extremely legit why a guy doesn't have kids. Maybe he got screwed over by his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend or his ex-boyfriend, whatever it is. Maybe he got screwed over and it took him 10 years to pick himself back up again, you know? He could have had all the plans in the world to have kids with that girl or guy or whoever it is back in the day when he turned 40 or just under 40, right? Let's, any scenario can happen. And he got absolutely wiped out, devastated. It's taken him 10 years to get back on his feet again. I know that's a long time, but also maybe it could have been after a couple of years, he wanted kids, but then again, he wasn't in a financial state where he could afford kids. There can be so many reasons. And let's not forget, before we move on to the next one, what about Al Pacino? Look at Al Pacino. The guy's in his fucking 80s, right? And he's got a kid with a 25-year-old. Isn't he in his 80s? I'm pretty sure he is. He's close to 80 if he's not 80. This guy's had a kid with a 25-year-old. You know? Like, where'd he go with that? I mean, is that just enough said? Like, closure on the deal? Guy in his 80s has a kid with a 25-year-old? Let's move on to the next topic. But let's have a look at some of the comments here, guys. Somebody throwing in some comments here. Let's see about this one. Guys in their 50s. Hug-a-bug. Loads of reasons why no kids. Exactly, that's what I'm saying here. More comments on TikTok. Never heard of a man 50 plus wanting kids while dating. Most pick pets, less hassle. Yeah, well, I would say, you know what? Maybe he does have pets, but at the same time, he's got to his 50s now, and he's like, oh man, you know what? I'm in my 50s now. I want to have some kids, man. You know, there's a bit of a reflection on his life or something. You know, you never know what's going through a man or woman's head here. So I wouldn't, again, I don't see any red flags here. Kat, Peter, my dad was 50 when I came along. Oh, and this was in the 1970s. Men can have kids at any age. There you go, Kat. There you go. Enough said. Kat's dad was in his 50s. Yep. Men, okay, in fairness, we are lucky to that degree. Yes, men are. We can be 50, or we can be Pacino's age, 80s. In his 80s, man. And he's having kids. You know, there you go. There you go. Hug-a-bug. He could have been with someone who couldn't have or doesn't want kids. Not all women do. 100%. Agree with that. All right. Let's move on. So the next topic. What do we have on the list? Here we go. There's somebody better coming along. This horse shit. I got a good bit to say about this one. Somebody better coming along doesn't mean they're actually better than you. I did a social media post on this only last week. What do I mean? So let's say this poor guy, he got dumped from this girl. I think it was a guy. And he's thinking, oh, somebody better, this and that and whatever. But you can be in a relationship and your boyfriend or girlfriend can be intimidated by you. They can be uncomfortable around you. You know, you see this gorgeous, drop-dead blonde, right? With this kind of nerdy, average-looking guy. That happens a lot. Or it can be the other way around. Drop-dead, gorgeous Brad Pitt guy, and he's with some average-looking girl. Right? This happens. And sometimes, you know, you want the drop-dead Brad Pitt gorgeous guy, but yet when you're around him, he could be the nicest guy in the world, but you just can't handle him. You're not used to him. You're used to dickheads, right? And they could be ugly dickheads, but yet then you get Brad Pitt, the Brad Pitt lookalike, and he's like the nicest guy ever, and like it's just, it's too much for you to engage in your head. It's overwhelming. You're like, no, this can't be true. And you're sitting around waiting for the Brad Pitt guy to fuck you over, and all of a sudden this is building in the back of your head, and all of a sudden one day it all just fucking explodes on you. This shit happens all the time. Like, think about it. You're living in a world where there's dickheads around the place, they're not attractive, and then they treat you like shit. You get used to that. Then all of a sudden, the hot Brad Pitt lookalike guy comes along, and he's awesome. Like, he's incredibly loyal, he's respectful, he's this and that. Did you know what that does to your head? How fucked up that can be? You're living in a surreal world for a while, and you're waiting for the the ground to swallow you up and him to cheat on you, because that would make sense, because, oh my God, well, hey, look, he's a Brad Pitt lookalike and he's awesome. No wonder he cheated on me. You'd almost be making justifiable reasons why he cheated on you, right? Then there's other guys that don't have the confidence there as well. And then the guys who are confident, they're not confident around that other girl. So therefore, my point is this. You're going out with the guy, the Brad Pitt lookalike, gorgeous guy, but yet you can't handle him, you have a freak out, everything falls to shit, and then all of a sudden you actually dump the Brad Pitt guy because you can't handle it, because you feel he's better than you, even though he's not better than you, but you feel that way, right? And because of that, you then settle for the quiet, shy, nerdy, average-looking guy because it's more comfortable. You feel he's not going to screw you over. You're not waiting for that ticking time bomb to go off. You know what I mean? And you're more relaxed now in yourself. Now, the other person, the Brad Pitt guy, will be like, holy Jesus. So my ex-girlfriend, she's with him? She's with him? What? But you're thinking, oh, what? Is he better than me? But you're thinking, like, it'll fuck with your head. You're like, well, no, I'm hotter than him, but what? Does she think he's better than me? Do you know what I mean, guys? I hope I'm making sense here. Just because someone, quote, better comes along, it doesn't mean they're better. It just means that person is more relaxed around that type of person they're now dating. You could be way too intimidating. You could be way too hot for that other person. It's overwhelming to them. They can't sit straight. They can't sit still. They can't handle it. So, therefore, they go with the more comfortable person. Now, you could say, yeah, okay, well, that's a better person for them because, well, yeah, it is, because they're more comfortable. But it's not that they're better than you. Anyway. So, now, guys, we're going on to the last one here, and we're going to close the podcast off in a moment, but everybody on TikTok, we're going to stay on TikTok and we're going to take a trip down to the English market. I was showing this to everybody yesterday. I want to show you, if you do visit Cork City, the English market's a really good place. So guys, we're going to stay on TikTok when I'm finished the podcast in a moment. But anyway, the last one for the podcast today. 2 blue ticks on WhatsApp. That fucking dreaded paranoia, 2 blue ticks, man. Somebody reads your message, then all of a sudden they go offline and you're like, whoa, hang on a second. Then they come back online again. I've been there. We've all been fucking there. Jesus Christ. Look, the point is this one, guys. I just want to say this one point about the WhatsApp thing, okay? Because I've been in this scenario where I'm so fucking busy, okay? So fucking busy that I've read someone's message on WhatsApp. It could be a friend, someone I'm dating. It could be a family member. It could be anybody. But I'd see their message. And then I'm halfway through something. I haven't even read their message properly, right? Because I've got about 1 billion things in my mind, but I've opened the message and all of a sudden then somebody calls my name. Hey, Peter, can you come over? You're like, oh, yeah, 1 second. Then you're totally distracted. Shit can happen. And it's happened to me, and I understand this. Now, here's the thing. If somebody doesn't contact you back and they've seen your message and they're online, offline, I mean, I use WhatsApp for work. I do, and I tell everybody that. That look, guys, just in case you think now I'm ignoring you, or if I don't come back to you on the same day, please don't think I'm ignoring you. I use WhatsApp for work. I'll contact you back later. Now, what if there's another scenario? You see, this is why we can't freak out. If this keeps happening, it's a pattern over and over again, now that's a totally different scenario. But if it's a one-time thing, and you're wondering why they cannot contact me back, like there's been a time where, do you know the way you're using your phone and a notification pops up, and you tap the top of the screen, just before you tap the top of the screen, a message comes in, and then you actually end up tapping the message, and then you go into WhatsApp, right? That's happened to me loads of times, and then you're like, oh fuck, okay? Because then you, like, I don't want to be thinking that I've read their message, then I'm ignoring them. Do you know what I mean? But then you're caught up in everything. You're like, okay, look, it's okay. You'll just explain yourself in a while. Don't worry about it. Relax. You know? And we got to give people a bit of a break here. We have to give people a bit of a break. I would say if somebody doesn't contact you back that same day, okay, at the end of the night, you'd be thinking, all right, hang on a second, what's going on here? But I'd still give it until the next day. And if they don't contact you back, now there's something wrong. And if this keeps happening over and over and over again without a really good explanation, then I'd be worried. The joys of WhatsApp and the disadvantage of WhatsApp, huh? Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. WhatsApp. The mental mindfuck, huh? The mental mindfuck. So anyway, guys, anybody on TikTok? We're going to stay on TikTok. We're going to take a trip down to the English market. The podcast, guys, thanks for listening. This is Wacky Dating Stories, Part 2. And, of course, we'll be back on the podcast. Bye-bye.
Peter. Walsh.